Take it back.
So anyway, welcome back, everyone, to the Dragon's Concord and the Menagerie. A lot of things seem to have happened last week. Can someone fill me in on what happened?
We attacked the Temple of Doom, which wasn't actually a Temple of Doom, and it wasn't
a ziggurat.
It wasn't a pyramid. It was a ziggurat. It was more. It was
a ziggurat of time.
The architecture aside, we ended up doing the mission that was given to us by the docent, which we had originally believed to be the first mission to do with the docent, and then we later discovered from our shadow friend that wasn't really the case, and then, in fact, we've actually been here for a while, a long time.
Yeah.
And what that eventually has resolved in, and us talking to this kid or this thing, we've tried a lot of different ways to break out, and all of them have failed except for one, which we are going to try to invoke shadow demon hounds.
Spooky bad dog time.
Spooky bad dog time, and we're gonna go.
Good episode name right there.
We're gonna go take just a big old dookie on the docent's desk.
Yeah, we gotta distract him so that we can make a hard corner somewhere.
A hard line.
Yeah.
Not just a line. It has to be architectural. It has to be part of reality. So you can't just like draw a line in the sand. It has to be structural.
Gotta kill those moths.
Yeah.
So that kid was using the moth death, and it was working to an extent.
Was working to an extent, but he was also doing it pretty immediately.
Yeah.
It was also made it very clear, like, we have to play it, like, subtly or we're going to get mobbed.
Yeah. The docent's gonna come over and absolutely turbo stomp us into the ground. I'd like to see the docent pick one of us up and RKO us off the top ropes.
I really wouldn't.
I mean, apparently that has happened to at least one of us.
To at least one of, I think it was you.
It may or may not have been me stabbing in the kidneys and then not working out so well.
Getting choked.
Surprising. He doesn't have kidneys.
Yeah.
The docent baning you. And then being like, what a guy. Resurrection.
So, where did you all end up at the end? I believe the docent has sent you on another...
We're in Faytown. Population us. In the middle of the woods.
Well, no. There's you, and there's the elves and the fae walking around. Or the she, as they tend to go by.
The she.
A bunch of creepy people or things.
And they all seem to take note of us.
The elves are about what you expect to look like your normal cliche fantasy forest elves. Robes and clothing in greens and browns and wood tones, etc. And the she that are here aren't like the docent, where it just comes across as heavily alien. They look more mortal, but almost supernaturally mortal. They are just, the proportions are a little bit off. Eyes are a little too big, limbs are a little too long. Enough to set off Uncanny Valley, but not like, oh my god, that's actually a monster there.
Being an elf, myself, is this clothing like...
Super racist.
Well, not only super racist, but also is this clothing like modern, or is it like a little old, or is it like ancient?
Old robes.
Okay.
A lot of some of the older cultures don't tend to change too quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but it's not like I'm looking at
Stone Age.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Dated, yes. How dated? Some, but not
within realm of reason.
Right.
Gotcha.
I mean, the fact that the elves are wearing clothes in this setting is fairly impressive all by itself.
Yeah, they're not running around in leaves. And
They're really
bark.
bad with zippers, though.
They
Not their
are.
strong suit.
They really are. So, there's maybe a dozen and a half. Sense motive, first off, has that you kind of walk through. To them, looks like just a fey portal. They kind of stop and look at you, not hostilely, but just interested. But sense motive in general.
15.
20?
Nice.
You get a bonus because they're elves.
Mm-hmm.
Sense motive. And only 11.
Okay.
Vanessa. 13.
Okay. For the most part, they seem just kind of, oh, people are here. Renry, there's a tension here. Not like a fight is just about to break out, but storm on the horizon level of something. People are just stiff, rigid, and there's an anxiety in the
This
air.
is combat tension, not sexual tension, right? Like, this is being
It is certainly
forced
not sexual tension.
Okay, fair enough.
Listen, in times of panic, the heart does what the heart wants.
They're very stiff and rigid right now.
Fair.
Oh,
New
man,
blood.
that's right. There's like a
Looks like
weird
wheat's back on the
vibe you
menu.
guys are putting on.
Okay.
But
So-
no, they definitely seem a little bit tense, and you guys are like, oh, look, they're just a little confused. We're here. It's almost like you popped into a war camp. No one's drawn weapons yet, but that anxiety of
Popping into war camps.
we're expecting attack.
Friends.
In what language?
Hello.
It's countrymen.
Elvish. I will bow deep. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Wenry Laughinglark, and these are my companions. And we are here to aid you in whatever way you require.
One of the elves walks up.
And Nettlebee's going to sing a happy little tune.
Perfectly in key, I'm sure. One of the elves will walk up to you, kind of look down at you because twice your height. From what clan do you hail? What tribe?
The Laughinglarks.
Oh, and your companions?
Fascism.
Thankfully, that word doesn't translate
They
well.
may speak for themselves.
When they say clan, because I speak Elven as well.
Mhm.
Can I tell anything by their accent or by their dress if they're my territory or if they're from some other place that uses clans and such as part of their
Where are you from again?
essentially the Highlands of Scotland area?
Without a linguistics check, you're not totally certain because things change. But yes, they're definitely from the Chelic lands. But no, they're definitely in accent and way of speaking is definitely Chelic lands.
Well, I don't know about the Laughing Larks, but I'm a Twill.
Not totally familiar with that one, but
Doesn't surprise me. You lot seem like you're a bit even up country from me.
Tiberius Adurcorn of the Menagerie lands. South, along the Riverlands.
Not from around here.
apparently, we don't know of any place like that to the south. But
Winchester to the...
just kind of goes, okay, that far south, got it.
Yeah.
I don't really have people. Just kind of
It's very
Looking around on
unfortunate.
my
You can
own.
live here with us if you want. We're always welcome to take in travelers.
that's mighty generous of you.
Of course.
You speak. Do you have any like grand halls or anything around here that we can maybe just take a look at?
We have a few. But
We're a little disorientated as we just arrived, so we're trying to get our bearings.
who opened the roads for you?
How?
Awkward silence as we all look at each other like,
Are you aware of a being referred to as the docent?
No.
Just checking.
yeah.
You gotta tell me if you're a cop.
He leans in. You a narc?
Did this
Well,
docent?
you're better off not knowing the docent, honestly. Bit of a buzzkill.
Oh, one of those kind of fae. I see.
Yes, one of the she.
That's- It's terribly unfortunate. Well, as you can see, we don't have those ones here. The clans we work with are helpful and friendly, but
So, by the way, so he's standing here talking to us.
he,
Is-
she, they.
They.
It's
Oh.
it's very much an uncertain.
It. They.
So, like, where are other elves close by, or
There's a couple that kind of stopped and went, oh, someone showed up. Generally expect an introduction. It's kind of being awkward still, and they just kind of got bored and walked off.
Okay, so like,
There's-
just between. So, not to be rude or anything, or I'm curious what the air of tension is.
Oh, you sensed that, did you?
Quite the nose for it.
Terribly sorry. We try to be more hospitable to visitors, but hey, there's been a couple incidents. The mortals have. I don't mean to trouble you. You're here. You're guests. We're having a feast. I'm sure it's nothing to concern y'all with.
Well, we're kind
We're here
of.
to help. We are adventurers.
I guess.
We like to take care of odd jobs here and there.
For the greater good, you understand.
The greater good.
For the greater good.
The greater good.
Of course, I understand, but no. You're here. You're guests. We'll have a feast first. We're planning one for tonight anyway, and we will.
Not made out of moths, are they? What you're planning to be serving? Just checking.
The moment I hear the word feast, I start looking for the ale table.
The convenient curling finger of smoke from the pies.
He just wafts himself.
A feast! Great timing. I will go help.
I don't believe anyone's made anything of it, but Ada occasionally makes some moths as a sauce for something.
Moth sauce.
Right? Simmers it in the cream and then pours it over.
It's actually not that. It's not that far fetched. Actually, it's pretty good.
Okay.
You'll find that moths are actually
just try
pretty.
new things.
They're very soft going down.
Well, yeah.
I have some like
When they're a soft,
undiagnosed moth-related trauma.
it's I understand. But it's actually like a really nice soup.
Okay.
It's traditional.
Well, glad it's made it that far south.
Yes, it's despite distance, culinary techniques manage to travel pretty far.
Oh, aye. She does tend to travel pretty far along the roads.
I'll have to teach you my bark recipe, my bark jerky recipe.
I don't believe we have a bark jerky recipe.
Well, it's to die for.
Oh, the kitchen touched one of the cooks. Do you have the things on hand? We can see if we can add to the feast.
I can see about it.
Oh, certainly. Oh, much obliged.
As I come back over with 2 tankards of ale.
Which is confusing. They don't have ale here.
Oh.
No one knows where you got it from, but you have these 2 tankards.
I have 2
You
drinks
have
of
a
some sort.
superpower, apparently.
I don't know where I got these.
Sniffing out alcoholic beverage of some sort.
I saw the time knife, and I ended up with these 2 beers.
I've been asleep for 1,000 years, and they gave me alcohol.
It's wonderful. It's lovely. It goes down smooth.
As I walk back, what year is it by your reckoning?
It's been about 25 cycles since the last great harvest.
Would I know that time scale?
Small clan in the middle of the Chelic lands using their own dating method.
Yeah.
Knowledge history DC in the 30s.
I'm not. No.
That kind of thing, like. Implication is not using any dating system you're familiar with, which is either they are super isolated, which doesn't appear to be because the people walked in, they went, oh, guests. So it's likely just that old that whatever dating system you're familiar with haven't gotten to here.
Are you familiar with the desolation of Zarthage?
Oh, it's a terrible
That
thing.
band fucking rules.
No, I haven't heard of anything like that. Is that where you're from? If it is, I'm terribly sorry.
Across the way, across the pond.
I'm terribly sorry.
Pretty sure it was his fault.
It wasn't my fault. It was a lich in a sandstorm.
Oh, that's dreadful.
It's-
If you wish, you can. You're also both of you are welcome to stay here if you don't have a home to go back to.
No, I'm actually trying to get back home. We're resolving some.
I'm looking at properties though. Like this seems pretty dope to
Yeah.
me.
Oh, you're welcome.
We're
to stay
also landlords and land realtors. We're in the market.
Oh.
We really think we want to tear down this forest and put a Walmart.
Are we the baddies?
Definitely don't want to do that.
First mug is drained, and now I'm just draining the
Second.
A foreman walks around the corner. You're not supposed to be here.
Where's your PPE? This is not OSHA compliant. This forest is outside of regulations.
The docent is outside of OSHA regulations.
He actually is.
I'm
He
gonna-
is the OSHA regulations.
I'm gonna send Nittleby to do a little aerial scouting.
Yeah. It is a perception check. I'll get back to you on that.
Lot of
But
woods.
You're both welcome to stay if you wish. You know, the guests in the grove.
Actually,
But,
well,
yeah.
look, check that out.
Oh my god.
It's a 24.
Cool. So,
Highest roll the whole campaign.
it might be. It is a pretty dense forests. Rolling hills off on the horizon, thick mists rolling down them. Picturesque. It's cool. It's damp without being cold and clammy. You see moors off in the distance. You see fens on the other way. Probably a loch off in the distance somewhere.
That's delightful.
You do also see near one of the nearby lakes, there appears to be a party site, celebration site, some sort of festival site being worked on. Knowledge Arcana. If you
Are
have
we
it.
about to go through the plot of Fern Gully?
If the evil villain's voice is Tim Curry, I'm fucking here for this.
Oil and grime.
If I could pull off Tim Curry, he would.
I do not have knowledge arcana.
Cool.
And knowledge nature? May I just do knowledge nature?
Sure, knowledge nature.
Okay. That'd be a 19?
Are we
It
going back
is-
to the standard?
Fuck off. Is this your die, by the way?
Oh, it is.
Yeah, I totally jacked that.
Good job. That's why you're rolling well. It's some sort of ritual site. It's being used now for tables and feasts and things, but the way it's laid out, it definitely has the circle of power with guardian stones and stabilization effects, something around it. What exactly it's meant to do, hard to say at this distance and with things covering up large chunks of it. But it's some sort of magical nexus thing. In the center
Doobly
of...
do.
Doobly-doo. Yeah, in the center of it you see what looks like a stone and wood pedestal with runes carved along the side and a curved depression in the top of it. It's a good 6-7 feet wide.
I ask this.
How far is this from us? Sorry.
Hmm?
How far is this from us?
Quarter mile, half mile.
Okay.
Like it's within easy walking distance. You're still within the settlement proper.
Do I get a general idea of where this pocket ends?
The fog makes it difficult,
Okay.
but fog is ways away.
Okay.
You'd also see a couple of other like single cabins here and there in the woods, but not like settlements, but just like a logging cabin or hunting lodge.
I'm gonna have Nettleby like fly a little closer to the people and kind of keep an eye on things. And like I'm trying to figure out what these incidents are. Is anyone like in mourning or panicking or anything like that?
The tension is still there, but since they're focusing so much on we're having some sort of feast celebration, something, not that you can see.
Do I find where he got the alcohol?
Weirdly enough, no.
Very confused.
I
Want to
do
buy
just-
some?
I do just
ale?
want to point out that is my deity.
Oh, okay, fair enough. That is a miracle.
Are people armed?
Knowledge nature.
Well, the highest I can get is a 10. So,
Then no. They might have like a walking stick, but no.
so that wasn't a D20.
As they are conversing,
Mhm.
I'm gonna kind of idly wander about and look for whether or not this place has the same rounded edges as everything else we've been through.
You are in a forest. You don't tend to
There
get square
aren't any
trees
like cabins or.
off in the distance.
Gotcha. Okay.
But even the like dwellings are mostly built with the trees.
Gotcha.
Not in, not on, but literally trees are grown into,
Mm-hmm.
like basically studio apartments.
Well, we'll make our way to this gathering site.
Oh, of course, it's going to be right through the trees. You're going to go over there, past the hemlock, and it's a little bit on the left.
Thank you. Start walking.
Anything else I can help you? You'll find people with.
Yeah. Do you know? Is there a roadway out here?
We just take the. Oh, that kind of road. No.
a game trail or anything that's.
There's a handful here and there.
They know roads.
Huh?
Rome has reached this far. They know what roads are.
I don't know. They didn't know who you was.
Fascists.
Bringing those roads.
Damn you, infrastructure!
There's a couple of game trails around. Do you need something?
Just pathways between population centers. As we mentioned, we're all trying to get back to a different place.
Well, if that's the case, after the feast tomorrow morning, we can see about opening another road for you and see if we can get you on your way. Hopefully, the more accuracy than ending up here.
That'd be much appreciated.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good.
Thank you.
Of course. They bow and walk off and into a bush, basically.
And they're gone. That person vanishes.
Little cloud of moths.
No comment.
So, by the way, with our knowledge of the weird shadow guy, did you mention it has to be structural? If we cut it into a tree, would that qualify?
So just cutting it would be difficult because especially if you're going to wood, it's going to not be perfectly straight and other things. And that's more of...
We have access to magic. He's a super crazy sword. It's also a Decepticon.
It's also more of it's corners, not cuts, is the big thing. That's why it worked in the sarcophagus, why all of the edges were rounded, both outside and inside edges were rounded, but the claw marks, which kind of rounded over a little bit, the moths don't seem to have great sense of what will and what won't. They're just sharp edge, rounded over.
Finding a corner, potentially a guardian circle, if we can get there quick enough.
Transform Nettleby.
Surfa. F-18.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I feel like either the cabins or actually no, not the cabins, but the circle is probably gonna be our best bet.
But yeah, as you guys are sitting around talking, you do see several very large fireflies fly by, land on a tree, open their wings, and trail lights.
Dope.
That is super convenient.
Slightly radioactive. If you brought a Geiger counter through here,
It would just melt.
it's with the real docent's power.
But yeah, you're not left alone. People are gently kind of acknowledging you, and then okay, you're not a problem, and they continue about their day, and you see people start to congregate towards the what you call the ritual site. But it's a quarter mile that way. You can see general people moving in that direction, but where do you want to go?
Are there if I do the out of the corner of my eye, is the same glamour thing happening, or are we just us?
You seem to be just you guys.
Just the four of us.
The illusion doesn't
Five.
need to extend to you guys.
5. Don't kill me, Sleestack.
That'll be 2.
6.
7. There's a lot of us here.
Quite the fellowship we have.
Kill your parents.
Am I the only one who doesn't constantly have voices in their head right now?
Huh? I'm sorry. Well, you have your
He's not inside
god.
my head.
Technically, all of us are burdened with the great divine, so...
Yeah.
Clearly.
Burden, divine.
Clearly.
Sure. We'll go with that.
Do you lack faith?
Are you a man of faith?
Are you a man of God?
Absolutely.
God-fearing man.
What you guys doing?
Walking.
Yeah, walking over to
Flying, because walking's for losers.
We're going through Ewok Village right now.
Cool. So,
Just totally eating a guy over there. We just pretend we don't see it.
no comment.
As we're walking through this forest,
Mhm.
I'm gonna shapeshift back into my normal form instead of the human form.
What is your normal form? No one
It's-
else has seen it.
So I'm gonna look around and this kind of feels like home. Maybe this will trick him, and it's like all the skin folds inside out, and it's
That's the way you go.
yep,
That's not magical. That's terrifying.
yep.
I need to now I need to find a sound effect for my skin turned inside out.
And he's a straight up red fox, 6 foot tall, still every bit as lithe as he was. His knees, as this is happening, reverse, like go into that lupine reversed kneecap thing. So there's a lot of crunchiness.
Yeah, like the sound.
And he does this basically in mid stride as we're walking.
So it sounds like someone just got hit by a fucking truck.
That's the least majestic fucking Fox transformation I've ever seen.
Yeah, Sleestak is like,
Horrible.
oh, revolting.
I knew it.
I know you knew it. That's why I gave up the pretense. I'm hoping he doesn't know it.
Also, what does Sleestak
Oh, I have a
look
panic
like
attack and fall off the bird.
now? What does Sleestak look like now?
Oh, Sleestak actually looks almost exactly the same. I goofed when I was looking at some stuff, and I realized that I can't make him big until level 8. So
Shame.
But he has
Okay.
a scarf now.
yeah,
Sense of panache.
He has an extra star on his shoulder.
he's got crackling around his claws though.
Oh,
There's
neat.
like a little bit of a.
Have you established that Sleestak's a Pokemon?
What's
He
that?
seems like
Oh yeah, 1000%. He's a Pokemon. He's a
Nintendo, don't kill us.
He's a
We're not
pal.
familiar with Palmo.
He's a pal.
He's a pal. Is what he is.
Just going down and just all the companies. Just working our way through them.
Listen, eventually we'll strike gold with one.
Next up, Hasbro. I don't know. Figure something out.
Okay.
Oh, and his teeth, my teeth get much, obviously, longer and sharper and less not suited for biting.
One or two individuals do a double take and then go, oh, and then just keep on walking. It was, oh, that was unexpected. Oh, you're one of those kind. Oh, okay.
Hi, this is good stuff. Where did you get it from? Where did I get it from?
One of them looks at you and goes, I don't know. Where'd you get it from?
Want some?
I'll try it. And just takes half of it and goes, oh, by all the stars. No, I'm good.
Eh.
And just goes to sit down on a tree somewhere.
Disintegrates.
Okay, so based off of that reaction, is this something that I think we could use to etch corners off of stone?
It'll take a while, but it's not out of the question.
Anyone else know this about Baxter? I didn't know anything about this.
What?
Sleestak raises his hand.
Yeah, you got that insight.
Yeah.
I believe that.
Sorry, I didn't really mean to fool you all, but you kind of scared the shit out of me when we got all deposited here, so... Normally I hang out like this more often, especially in the woods. It's a lot more comfy this way.
Yeah.
I knew something was up at the temple. Wait, do I remember the temple?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, everything.
That's still there.
Yeah.
That's still there.
So is the cave. I'm sorry, what cave?
Cave?
Oh,
I'm gonna pull out a journal. I'm just gonna start writing
okay.
in it. In fact, I flipped to the first couple of pages.
Just screaming. Just, ah!
Get me out, get me out, get me out.
It is your handwriting. Not in a language you recognize.
What the fuck?
And it is pages and pages and pages and sketches and diagrams.
You see me open up my journal, and I just...
It's like 3/4 full.
See, it's not even the first time I've done this in front of y'all. It says so right there.
I suck at drawing.
I think you
Is
look like a
that
furry
what that's
man.
supposed to be?
Oh. I turn to one page, and it's just like an eye.
An eye crying itself.
It's a recursive drawing.
Yeah, you need like all the therapy yesterday, man.
When I get out of here, this is going into a museum. This is starting something.
The furry movement.
Yeah, it's just the Voynich manuscript.
Someone's gonna
That's
try
what
and
came from.
decipher this.
A little house in Dawnstar.
Part of the shit.
So, you make your way over to the ritual site, and there's long tables and benches and food of all kinds being laid out. Soups, entrees, salads, all kinds of things. Most of it is vegetarian, but not all of it. Definitely have animals of
Indeterminate origin.
chunks of meat.
Moth.
Hard to say, but it looks all like real food. It's not the 80% accurate that the docent does.
meat on bone.
Yeah.
I pick up a handful of crickets and just.
They weren't serving
would
them.
you-
You just picked up a handful of crickets off the ground and no one
Why would
questioned it.
you? Why would you choose to do that after eating moths for as long as we apparently have been eating them?
They are excellent, by the way.
Because they're seasoned.
And I just like pick up like one of the regular meat things. Like
It's excellent.
this is so much better than any kind of moth thing that we've been eating for
I
again
get a,
however long.
I got a
Not hard.
popcorn ball just full of insects. This was like my childhood. So this is comforting. Moths, the first one was nice.
Yeah, no. Bugs are usually
And
kind
then
of
when
like
they started
last
crawling
resort.
up into my sinuses, that was a bridge too far.
Oh, well, that was,
You do like you need a hug.
Not right now, but maybe when we get out of this.
I'm here, big guy.
It sucks.
I've noticed
I
you're a lot
fucking hate
less.
this place.
I've noticed you're a lot less team docent lately too.
Do you also have a journal?
I probably would have some sort of recollection of my adventures. So, like, the adventures of When We're Laughing Loud. Intended to make. It also has like one of those like you open it, it has just like the cartoon that you flatten and move, just me running with Nettleby.
And then just garbled words.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm writing in the beginning of writing a novel of my adventures. So I will open it and see if it's just. I see an eye crying itself though I'm fucking out.
Once again, it is absolutely your handwriting, not a language, and not just letters you don't recognize, not just words, but actual letters you don't recognize, in a script you don't recognize, but it's definitely your handwriting.
Concern.
Start writing in Klingon.
Massive
It's just
nerd.
umlauts.
Okay.
It's umlauts all the way down.
You start writing in numbers.
Just the number 23 over and over again. Okay.
I didn't know I spoke Norwegian.
Concern.
can I see a page out of your journal?
Just open journal to a random page and give you the book.
Can I have like a
A
writing
page?
thing?
Yeah.
No, I just want to like just write like a few statements about what's going on.
Yeah, sure.
Can I read that?
Yeah.
I'll like close it and then open it up again.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Maybe I thought maybe it would just like do it automatically.
I think it's probably when we.
Yeah, that's probably right. I'm gonna tear a page out.
I wonder if we sound like us here.
We probably do. I imagine so.
Well, I mean, every region has its own language, and every time that language has changed a little bit. So, I mean,
I don't think we're too far detached from our time. At least not as much as the temple.
So just out of curiosity, I'm gonna write in the journal, and it is the words I intend to write.
Yeah,
correct?
100%.
The language I intend to write.
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure.
Nettleby is my best friend. Nettleby wants me dead.
I mean,
Crap.
I know that like
Nelby keeps killing me, guys.
Praise Zargaflog, the defiler.
I mean, I know that I'm like kind of prone to this kind of thinking, but like if we all are already like perceiving a thing the same way and that we're all communicating in that particular way right now, then of course we're going to understand it. But then if we switch up scenes and then our programming changes, but we're still on the same page between us, but not necessarily with the previous page, then that's probably what's going on.
yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. I mean, whatever language that you're used to writing in, whenever you wrote that in that place, was common for that place, but it may not be common for the place we're now at.
Interesting.
You're also want to get people to just
What
kind
are
of
you
look at
checking?
you out of the corner of their eye as you're like, so guys, here's all the red string, and here's all the madness going on, and oh my god, and people just kind of eating their food, just being like,
Oh, these
No.
Does
travelers
he
are
seem more at
fucking
ease,
weird.
by the way?
there's still the tension in the air, but
Do it.
feasting.
But again, nobody's armed. I have knowledge nature. May I?
I believe.
18?
Spell Shillelagh exists, doesn't it?
I was actually thinking of that.
Mm-hmm.
It's
And
just-
that
They all have walking sticks or clubs or vines around their arms that look really well put together. No, they're all armed to some degree. Not like armed for battle, ready to go, but they all have sidearms on. 100% all have, as far as you can tell, all have some degree of sidearm.
This is my ass kicking stick.
Legitimately.
Easy, Pappy.
Are there? So we're at the feast area, the
ritual site.
the ritual site, right?
I'm gonna keep the up, and it'll be like after I get her a little bit of food, and then send her.
She will fly down,
Yeah.
grab an entire roast, and fly off with it.
At least it's not a child.
I assume that
Not yet.
This time.
all the stuff here at this ritual site, because you described there was an altar about 7 feet long, had a depression in the middle of it,
Big circle.
big circle. So nothing even remotely squarish in shape at all. Okay.
What about the corner?
The corner?
The corner of the circle depression. Oh, is it just around it? Okay. Looking over at the guardians, the Stonehenge.
Well, how do we?
Old, rough menhirs, where they're just kind of like Stonehenge is, where they're all kind of roughed up and just kind of placed around. We'll save.
We'll save?
Should I save or should I go now? 17.
You get a strong sense of just calm, stability, safe home, that kind of just... It's the middle of winter, there's a fireplace, you're snuggled up warm. It's just nice and comfortable and calm. It's not oppressive, but it's just that in the back of your mind, okay, we're good and we're fine here.
I don't see anything that's helping us here, guys.
People are, sitting around at some of the other tables. They're chit-chatting, they're talking about different stuff, and they're eating and they're having a good time. Some people laughing, some people being very serious.
Well, we need to distract the docent, right?
Perception checks.
22.
Nat 20.
There we
For a
go.
total of?
For a total
Let's
of
go.
24 for me, actually.
12 for me.
That alcohol.
That second cup.
Whatever eldritch deity bestowed upon you 2 handhelds of alcohol.
18 for me, 28 for Sleaze stack.
Oh, yeah,
Cool.
Nelby.
Sleestock kind of leans into behind your ear and goes,
14 for Nelby.
Nelby's too high up to hear the conversation. Sleestock leans in and goes, I'm ready for the fighting. The two of you will hear some chit-chat about ready for the war, ready to fight. How dare the mortals do this?
Are we in danger?
It doesn't look like it's directed towards
How
you.
mortal are we?
Well, you look very mortal. I look like I belong here.
I'm a gnome.
The two of you definitely look like you belong here. You've got fucking bright blue hair. You look like a shrunk down.
Crawled your way out of the first world.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. This is Pathfinder.
You are clearly attached to lizardy thing.
I'm an elf.
So yeah, no, you're all fine.
Kinda.
I am an elf. That's
As
why.
written by Anne Rand.
As written by my gene code, I am an elf. Don't confuse me.
I'm going through a lot right now.
Fuck! I hate it here. I just want to go home. God damn it!
All I have is my fascism in my ears.
Docent!
Well, that's a complete breakdown. Did not see that one coming.
Dripping grass out of the earth. Free me!
But yes, the two of you do hear not polite terms for mortals. In the directly translated would be more like soon-to-be deads.
Like on the edge of slurs level.
Not on the edge.
We're firmly in slur camp.
Firmly in slurs, all of that.
Derogatory terms. That sort of
Yeah.
thing. The censor's having a field day.
No, I'm really glad I actually changed shape.
But yeah, they're. You can hear that kind of picked up here and there. It's actually kind of like, I'm gonna fight something.
Yeah, man, let's I'm sure we can fight. I mean, whenever that breaks out, that'll probably be what he wants us to entertain him with, right?
Are all these elves, besides us, are they strictly elf?
Elves and fae,
Okay.
probably of the green court. Nature
What's
spirits.
the other gnomes?
One or two, actually, yeah.
Okay. I think I'm safe.
I'm gonna stand in the middle of what this ritual circle is, and just looking down at this.
So it's about 3, 4, 5 feet, about 4 feet tall.
Shifted.
Mostly a mix,
When I
like wood and stone meld and grown together.
Yeah, very much so.
About 7 feet wide. Looks like the even rounded depression in the center, and just all inside runes.
Start just like gently rub my hand across the runes.
They're carved into the wood and stone.
Can I roll knowledge planes? Try to figure this out. I also have knowledge arcana.
Arcana and would be more appropriate.
Okay.
Arcana and planes, roll both.
Okay.
While he's doing that, can I kind of look over and see if I can recognize the writing? Sylvan, Elven, and Common.
It's arcane, runic,
Okay.
conceptual rather than written word.
Gotcha.
18 on arcana, 17 on planes.
Yeah, 21 on Arcana.
Cool. As the two of you kind of go back and forth,
Yeah,
you're not
okay.
certain.
course.
It is both a sense of stabilization due to the repetition of threes. Each thing is done 3 times around, as well as reaching distance far.
Does this feel like a ley line?
Quite possibly.
The docent's stealing a landline. Seems
As-
kind
More than that, as you look around with that thought, one more knowledge planes for me. Both the guys.
I believe in the heart of the cards. Oh, my belief is actually well rewarded.
Nope.
21.
It's not a ley line, it's a nexus. As you look at the menhirs around, the stabilizing stones, from where you're sitting, they're kind of randomly placed around. When you get here, they're in lines. You've had at least 3 ley lines meeting here. It's a big nexus.
I think I know how we can piss off the docent.
You got one of those looks on your that is slightly terrifying.
This is a nexus.
Oh,
I don't know what that means.
When power across Earth, across our world, it's not like in the air. It's not sporadic, and it typically concentrates itself.
Is this magic shit?
This is magic shit.
Gotcha.
The,
Okay.
The thing with
Okay.
this is comparable to the temple that allowed the dragons to travel through time and space.
Oh.
And the thing with it is that
Are you telling me a dragon's about to come out of here?
that is actually maybe.
Jesus Christ.
But this is a point in which magic is tethered. This is where all line, because it's you know math, right?
Well, yeah.
You know how the universe likes to operate in sequential orders. It likes to
This
order
is very
itself.
much a mortal thing.
This is a mortal thing.
Yeah, I'm not. You lost.
We
me.
don't do math where I'm from.
The thing with the universe likes chaos as much as it likes order.
That's why we get along so well.
That's
yes.
why we get along so well. This is basically the stronghold of order. Like this is the fortress. This, I point to the center piece. This is the fortress of order for magic.
Oh, so this is like your place.
It's kind of.
If you could tap into it,
Doom Fortress?
it is raw magic.
Where
to
they
tap
make him,
into.
don't
It's a wellspring of power.
So not only is whatever this altar is doing, or attached to, or something, because it doesn't look like it's stabilizing outward. That's what the mirrors are for. It looks like it's designed almost to go with something else, whatever the other thing is.
Magic is being funneled in, and then it's being stabilized as it reaches the centerpiece.
into something.
Something
It's
has
like-
to go in this divot, right?
Something, some sort of way to tap into this power, because what we're seeing right now is the foundation. These are the bricks that the house no one has put in the door. If you imagine like a magnifying glass, all of those points
So
focus.
it occurs that we are looking for an extra-dimensional beast in order to challenge Docent.
I look around for moths.
There are bugs flying around.
Oh, right, loose lips and all. So if we find this door...
It's a firefly. It's the firefly that's squished.
Just like
Congratulations, you have cancer now.
Just doing the Karate Kid chopsticks and flies.
Continue.
So, my thought is if we can use this confluence, this nexus, to destabilize energy enough to summon these things. Hounds.
It could work.
Is the Nexus itself not a bunch of corners?
And couldn't we just use it to get us out of here?
Metaphysical corners? We need reality corners. The hounds exist between realities, and that corner is how they come out.
But this is definitely, you know, entire magical societies have been built around these nexuses.
Our Redford friend also makes an excellent point. Couldn't we just use it to get out ourselves?
I don't know. I don't know how the docent's power is. Obviously, he's not
Uncontrolled, trying to tap into a ley line, rip yourself through to go somewhere else. That's a good way to end up between the planes.
It's a good way. I mean, it's a kind of an improvement. It's a quick death.
The individual that greeted
It's
us.
going to kill you.
The individual that greeted us said something about opening up a new roadway for us while we were talking with them.
Probably some sort of archdruid or archfey.
Well, perhaps they could do that through here. A roadway, if what you're saying is true, if this is a meeting point of lines of magical energy, then, and it's originally tied to our world, our realm, or whatever we call it, then wouldn't it stand to reason that wherever this is, there's still a pathway for that magical energy to go from there to here?
Maybe, but I don't know how powerful the docent is in order to cut off those connections.
It may just be an echo of.
It may just be a copy, but I think what this might be able to allow us to do, if we can't find a corner, well, maybe this roadway can lead to nowhere. Maybe we can purposefully make a roadway that goes nowhere. Not nowhere as in it doesn't do anything, but nowhere as in this space.
Oblivion itself.
Hmm?
Oblivion itself.
Thank you, God.
Anytime, guys. Everyone gets one.
The space between.
If it gets us out of here, I'm fine, because I'm running out of this wonderful ale. So
There's a second cup next to you.
well, I had two of them.
Uh-huh. You downed one, got rid of it. Working
Well, I didn't say
one.
get rid of it. I was looking for a place to refill it.
There's a third cup next to you.
Yes. My God is an awesome God.
My God is real. I thought you were holding it with a half five.
No, I was just curious if that phenomenon is related to this confluence or not just the power of your alcoholism tearing a hole in
Power
reality.
of your alcoholism.
Bends reality around it.
What kind of fucking God is this?
Nature finds a way.
Does your God own the reality stone? Is he snapping beer into existence?
I mean, he's Kate and Cannon.
That's what Thanos should have done. He should have just made a distillery.
So much more chill.
Reality can be whatever I want it to be. Jaeger.
That's a rough reality.
Yeah, right. Anything.
Goldschlager.
Jaeger.
It's just straight absinthe. So, you also, like I said, you're hearing people talk about how dare they do this, we're going to war with them. That seems to be where the tension is. And as people start getting into more of it, one of their people will generally go, oh, no, just, that's tomorrow, we're eating, it's fine. Term tomorrow not as in the next day, but as in soon but not immediately.
We could get them all mad. Rile them up.
How would that be helpful to us?
If you
Get them out of here.
if you had an enemy that you knew feasted before a battle, and you wanted to take them,
By surprise. We would attack them where they're feasting. Look around at the forest edge.
I'm going to drift into the woodline a little bit.
Before
And-
you go,
I have Menagerie also keeping.
if this enemy knows that this place is so important and that they're waiting for Archdruid, Archfey, Priest, why attack now when everyone is eating? Why instead wait until your spiritual leader shows up? Not only do you kill a force, but you deprive them of leadership.
Yeah. I'm gonna go take a bit of a walk.
You can walk. Don't go too far.
Perception for the both of you two. For Nettleby and
As I get outside of the main, I guess, gathering, I'm gonna shift back into my human form.
Okay.
Just because.
Actually, take this before you go. And I put my hand on you, and you are completely invisible.
When you shift back, did you just
Oh,
swallow up all the fur and
Yeah,
everything?
it's the process in reverse. Everything goes.
So you're like a
Both
human
ways are awful.
poppable.
I'm a what?
A human poppable? Like those are fishes that you just turn inside out?
Womp, womp. So you're invisible now
That's the best image ever. Anyway.
for 6 minutes.
28, by the way, for Nettleby.
Cool.
23 perception for me.
Cool. You do see one or two clearly now armed individuals. Their staff have like blades on the end and more substantial armor. Still wood mostly and very natural materials, but it's more substantial. Seem kind of walking off in one of the directions. Nettleby will then. Is it telepathic or verbal communication?
I have a telepathic one.
They put a man in a box.
Okay, Nettleby's not. I'm not going crazy.
Some guy just got fucking kidnapped. And it'll be just watched to kidnap him.
Where is this?
And if you look up, you'll see her fly around, fly up, fly around, and fly up. And so the direction she's flying when it overlaps is the direction she's pointing.
What do they look like? Thinking.
The man or the elves?
The elves put a guy in a box.
Yes.
What is the box?
We
name?
might not be in the right side of this. Definitely, I think our
Can I go
gracious
around?
hosts might be abducting someone possibly for a ceremony.
Can I go around and just like kind of feign knowledge of what they are, just like to what they're talking about in order to like kind of gain some knowledge about?
Diplomacy.
Okay.
I'm going to look at the bowl. Are there stains in this bowl? No. Perfectly clean.
As much as it lives outside.
Yeah, it's not like I don't look into the bowl and just see like
Kidneys.
yeah, just gore. It's like, oh, fucking slipped my mind to mention that.
There's a gore bucket. Blood bucket. Husk TM.
Blood bucket 2. Hosk is an entrepreneur.
He just leans out of the woods with his blood bucket. Bye now. So, diplomacy?
7 or 10. Yeah.
You're like, oh, what are you guys gonna do for the fight? And they're like, don't worry, it'll be taken care of. We'll take care of it tomorrow. You don't worry yourselves. It'll be fine.
I'm worried.
Well, like, so they're like,
Beautiful, that scan.
not all mortals can be bad, right?
How long does the invisibility last?
Minutes.
6 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're good for a while.
You have to, double time it, but
I'll use it to get to good cover where I can continue uninvisible.
it won't take you terribly too long. And if you, I assume you're following the armed individuals.
Yes.
So you eventually come to clearing as being generous, a smaller hollowing of the forest, and there are 4 guards, including the 2 that just walked in. They seem to be talking with each other, and in the center of it is a wood-framed and wood-braced cage with a man sitting in there, heavier set, big, thick arms. Definitely looks like he's been a workman his entire life. He looks fairly beat up, not like on the edge of death, but he did not go quietly into this box.
And there's a total of 4 of the.
4 guards.
Can I get close enough to hear what they're conversing about?
It's mostly like, how dare they do this? This is their own fault. And it's definitely in Elven, Sylvan, between the two. It's definitely talking about implications they're getting is the mortals are doing this. What are they doing? What do they think they're doing? We didn't deserve to be attacked like that.
I think you can take on 4 guards.
Kill them all.
I mean,
Kill them all.
Do it.
Probably. However, comma.
You come back. Hey guys, putting your face back on. What happened to you? Oh, you know, I fell.
I found 3 more beers.
Full disclosure, Baxter doesn't necessarily care if he's on the right side or the wrong side morally of whatever this fight is shaping up to be.
But there's
he wants to be on the side that's going to get him the hell out of here.
Does that box have corners?
Sticks.
God damn you! Docent!
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, oh,
No.
box, you say?
A box.
What's the ground out here like?
Tended forest, leaves and some
Clay
light undergrowth.
Clay spots?
Not much. There's no predator on them.
No.
No, he's gonna build a house.
No, I was gonna build a cube.
No.
Bow. The docent's like, you need to come back. No, I'm not done building my mud hut.
I'm going to. How far does this work?
Acrylic.
I'm
a brick dice.
Dancing lights.
I'm a bricklayer.
30 feet. 30 to 60, somewhere in there, I believe.
150 foot.
Oh, cool. There you go.
Up to 4 lights, all within a 10-foot radius area.
Mm-hmm.
Range of 150 feet.
We're trying
Okay. I'm going to see if I can start having. I'm going to try and make him look like Will o' the Wisps.
Mm-hmm.
Like 120 feet. You know, out into
There
the
are
forest.
other lights in the forest, not completely black. You've got a couple of those other torch bugs hitting around.
But a harsh blue light.
Yeah, I'm trying to make it so it looks like not a bug. Like it's got a 10-foot brightness, so I'm trying to make it look like it's definitely artificial, not.
So you do that, a couple off in the distance. The guards will look over, shrug, and go back to talking.
Well, that sucks.
They don't seem to. It's magical elven fae village.
I hate gay.
Can I ask, like, what goes in the divot?
You can ask someone.
Yeah. I'm just like, so that thing in the middle of the circle, what is the altar? Like, does someone bring something in there? Do we pour guts into that later?
Oh God, no! Why would you do that?
I don't know. These are old stones. Sometimes it's like human
It seemed like
sacrifice
a gut
stuff.
divot. I'm just saying.
No, it's the waypoint orb.
The waypoint orb.
Yeah,
Yeah. Is that like stone? Is that like a gem?
mostly wood.
So it's a wood.
Cephalopod.
And your arch, I assume your archie. Is that?
Oh, Afa?
Afa, yeah.
She's probably around here somewhere.
Do you mind? Are they busy?
They're opening. The elf points to a table with. When you look at it, it still seems very casual, but where most tables are, people can lean back and forth. Everyone has their body turned towards a single individual at the center of the table. Not in like yes ma'am, no ma'am officer table, but just that passive respect someone gets from being the important person. And you see strikingly, partially elongated, but just strikingly unearthly beauty in this individual sitting there. It is almost unsettling.
The Dawson's Bride.
Not enough spikes.
You have too much face. Unattractive. Thank you.
Of course. And
I'll be
they go back to
right
eating
with
their...
Veronica later.
What did they call that thing again?
The waypoint orb.
Waypoint orb.
We're standing off, just like, oh, do we think we could ice this bitch?
Kind of make
Is
a
there-
broad loop around where they've got this guy currently stashed and see if there's signs of any other mortals.
It doesn't look like he's been there, like just put in the box. He's been there for a couple of days. Doesn't look like they just caught him.
And they're just having him chill out here in the woods? kind of a turdy thing to do.
I'm not a great spellcaster, but I do know how to cast spells.
So, some still.
I look suspicious as fuck, by the way.
So like, I can see through Menagerie's senses.
Mm-hmm.
So I can perceive the man in the box and the
With that
guards.
level of perception, yeah.
Okay.
The man in
Every time he says it, I hear that song.
the box.
So, workmen didn't come easily roughed up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see you because you're invisible.
Or
Probably
stealthed
not,
enough.
but I'm stealthing.
Okay.
You might not.
Wait, aren't you invisible?
For 6 minutes.
Yeah,
Oh.
It's not that long.
Okay.
How far away is this from main camp?
Quarter mile. Bit of a walk, but it's not like middle of nowhere. Reasonably close by in case something is needed.
Okay. I am going to go back, call Nettleby.
Mm-hmm.
I'll see if there's enough distraction. They're all concerned with one woman and everything.
Doing different stuff. What you trying to do?
Okay, I'm just trying to make myself scarce, get aboard Nettleby,
Mm-hmm.
go over there, and have a conversation with the nice little guards of the man in the box.
Sure.
What the hell's going on?
Even if Nettleby lands and then just picks you up and flies off, unless you're going, ah, they could go, oh, and go back to eating. That's the least weird thing they see.
Well, before I do that, I will let them know. Nettleby saw there's a gentleman in a box.
Do you need help?
Yeah, what? What?
They have a captive. I'm not sure if this might be an enemy combatant. It might be some kind of sacrifice.
I mean, they've been talking about mortals. Does it look like just like a regular dude?
Yes.
From our gathering, it seems like the ritual circle is less for sacrificial and more for a focusing of what they're.
Sure, it looks like a gut divot.
It does look like a gut divot, but
With my
apparently-
professional opinion, I think it's more of just a place to set. It's called a waypoint orb. That individual over there has it.
It was referred to as.
It was
You're
referred
assuming
to
the individual
as.
knows the exact technical magical definition. It's just, oh yeah, the waypoint orb.
It seems to be some sort of. I imagine it would allow them to tap into these ley lines safely. I mean, I could try, but it's a real good way to
Explode.
So I don't know where you are. So unless you have something you're doing at the moment, I think Nettleby still has the harness, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it can carry both of us.
If the two of you want to go, yeah.
Yes. So let's go have a conversation, shall we?
All right. You raise me up.
If you keep singing, I will drop you.
So, you both fly off. People give you a glance like, oh, back to Eden.
Man, I wish I had a big bird. Oh well.
Where are you landing?
I think that we're going to.
They will require a fly check, and else trying to land in the little bit of a clearing to not impale him on a tree.
No, not like this again.
God damn it! Why does this keep happening?
So it doesn't seem like the giant bird is at all out of the question. So honestly, let's just drop right in the clearing.
As you're coming in, the 4 guards see you and draw spike. They draw their spears and ready for bracing. They don't know who the fuck you are.
Terribly sorry for. When were you laughing, Lark? Gentleman adventurer.
They still have
Nettleby has really sharp claws.
Surprisingly so, right?
Yeah.
nump holes in you too.
Nettleby is quite the master of fisticuffs.
Yeah, it's gonna be a while to get those bruises out.
I'm going to need you to stop whining.
And I look over at them. Do they how good do these soldiers look?
Competent.
Hmm.
You recognize they're not just oh, I got a spear, but formed up regiment, 2 in front, 2 behind them over their shoulders. It is mini spear wall, ready to deal with whatever it is.
So.
Oh yeah.
So-
I'm hanging out in the forest waiting to see what you two
On
do.
the
You're still in the
bow
clearing.
low.
Okay.
From the high courts of the She. All about Rastabout and good boy. Good boy. Gentlemen. Good boy.
And what can we do for you?
Well, we were invited in by your compatriots, And
They still hold their spears, but we
I'm
do
just curious
apologize.
about our other friend, your friend in the box.
We do apologize. The feast is that way, and you must
Yes,
have
there's
gotten
some
turned around.
Yes. Curious about the man in the box. Just
They look at him, look at you. Don't worry about it. I know you're here for guests, but don't worry about it. We'll take care of it.
does the guy seem to be panicking, freaking out,
He-
paying attention? I mean, I don't look like someone you probably.
Is he like resigned?
Yeah. We appreciate the concern, but we'll be taken care of here.
Just looking at you for a signal.
I would like to try.
While they're having this
Mm-hmm.
touching moment,
Uh-huh.
can I sneak up close enough to the box,
Okay.
like the direction of all these guards are backs are now turned, and try and get a beat on, hey, dude, what's your issue?
You can certainly try. Stealth check.
I believe in the heart of the cards. I think you get a +10 competency bonus because if it's still up, the
Invisibility
Yeah.
has worn off.
Okay,
It's
that's
been.
Yeah, I've done a broad flanking maneuver and like,
You've been sitting around and listening.
14. No, not even 14. That's a 10.
As you snap on a stick, one of the guards turns back, looks towards you. They don't quite see you, but they're definitely now keeping an ear and eye out. You hadn't quite turned around the bush yet. You kind of went just frozen, like fox noise. Fox
I'm
noise.
actually going to make a fox noise.
So speaking of foxes, actually, I'm going to use aspect of the fox on myself.
Okay.
So I'm going to get a +4 bonus to bluff checks.
Okay.
And I'm going to attempt to create a distraction. Oh, what on earth is that? Like just grasp their attention and everything and create.
Can I do anything to help us out?
You're still back at the party.
Take it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, no, that's fine.
I mean, you could cause a ruckus at the gathering.
Fucking Sleestag walking through the woods like Bigfoot. What the hell?
What are you attempting to accomplish?
So basically, I'm attempting to draw their attention, and then keep it. Well, this
you
is
don't-
what. This is what.
Do you necessarily? You don't even know I'm out here.
No, my intent was actually to create the distraction and engage them in conversation, in order to facilitate him getting close to the man in the box. I did not know you're there.
You could just ask them to talk to the dude in the box.
May we have a conversation with your friend in the box?
Diplomacy check.
I'm actually good at that. 27.
You're on fire today.
Right?
Kind of look at you.
Strange feeling of rolling well.
One guy still has his head on a swivel. Sounds like you heard something snapping off in the woods, and then it's just a fox.
Just a giant bipedal.
Very large fox.
It's gonna be a meme one day. Mark my words.
And they seem to be referring to one of the guards that seems to have a higher rank than the others. Look at him. He kind of goes. You keep your hands to yourself, and you can have a few words with him, yeah.
Oh, I'm sure that I have no desire to be grasped by the man. To engage in grappling.
They're still keeping their spears ready, but rather than towards you, they kind of keep it at attention and kind of do part away and giving you space to go talk to.
Okay, so I'm gonna go approach. My name is Wenry Laughinglark. How did you end up in a box?
A fucking
Old
knife
chum.
ears put me in a box.
Knife ears.
Racist.
Yes.
And why is that?
Some because they're gonna attack us or something.
So, I pride myself in the ability to negotiate and find peace between people of many different origins. And there seems to be some tension between you and our friends over here. And people like you. The short-lived variety.
They put me in a fucking box, of course.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
But not just with you, but with your people?
Well, they've been attacking different villages.
They have. These
Aye.
people?
Aye.
What have they been doing? Just
So they're listening. Like, they didn't fuck off, right? Right here.
They are.
Okay.
they've been raiding, sacking, razing, pillaging.
Aye. All the above.
Look over at them. Guards, just trying to gaze.
The guards just kind of like brushing off anything he's saying.
Just trying to do a sense motive.
Were you Okay, yeah, also sense motive.
Yeah, both these sense motives.
Nat 20, total of 30.
Feast is delicious.
I'm
by
just gonna
the
leave
way.
now. Like, I'm feeling good right now, and there's no way it stays like this.
Can I sneak up by like the arch druid that everyone's like kind of
20
paying
flat.
attention to? Can I get a sense of whether or not that that focus sphere is
The waypoint orb.
the waypoint orb, is that on them?
So if you look at the divot, it's probably a good 8-9 feet
So
wide.
no, not on them.
Unless they have really big pockets, probably not.
It's gonna require a lot of guts to fill that divot.
So many guts.
The guards are kind of like, he's making things up, he's lying. Of course he's going to say that. He wants us to look bad. You can't put your finger on it because you're looking at the guards. You're looking at him. The sense of he might not be of his right mind. There's just a sense of, there's a haze over his eyes, a little bit of a delay in what he's saying. He might be enchanted.
Do you remember anything before you came here?
Okay.
Before the elven gentleman abducted you? Do you remember anything strange? Normal day.
Town's burning down. Seems to be pretty problematic.
Town's burning down. Was this
Aye.
originated by?
Aye. They're claiming we killed someone or another and they came and burned the town and they're building a weapon.
They're building a weapon.
Aye.
Weapon? I'll look over at the elves, and I'll try to get a sense of them as well.
Again, same thing. They just kind of like blowing off. He's going to say, like, they have to just ignore him.
But are they getting any sense that they're enchanted or anything too?
No?
So if I don't remember, if you didn't raid this man's village, why put him in a box?
The elves are going to go, well, of course we did. They've been attacking us. Attacking people traveling through the forest and just killing them. They killed the architect. Of course they're going to put him in a fucking box.
The architect.
They need to be extinguished.
And no haze or anything? Can I sense one up again?
No need. They seem
Okay.
to be. I'm running with the 30. They seem to be.
How long has this aggression, mutual aggression or otherwise, been? I'm going to ask the guy first. This aggression by.
Don't even know his name. Poor prisoner in a box.
Excuse me, sir. What is your name? So we may get to know each other well. I'm really rooting for trying to find common grounds so we all may develop a common understanding. I'm not picking side.
Name's Bragan.
Bragan.
Powerful.
We've tried. We tried talking to him. They just came out with knives. And then threatening and then having their weapon all powering up and everything.
What weapon do you speak of?
Some fucking orb thing. Shooting magic at everyone.
Does this ring any bells? To the
They just.
No, again, nothing. Okay. And you said this was been going on for several weeks? When did this start?
Weeks, months.
Months?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
And then blood feuds I've heard so much about?
We just did deal peacefully with them. And then one day they started attacking and raiding, and we hear word about the weapon they're building, and.
So I have quite the experience with Fey enchantment.
Mm-hmm.
Do I know any way to possibly snap them out of it, aside from like dispel magic, which I don't have?
It would probably need to be bigger than that, depending on how deep it's put.
So, I do believe that, so I'm going to step closer to you. A moment with my companion, please.
Oh, because I'm going to fucking go somewhere.
It's called coming.
Just kind of kicks the cage.
Well put. I do believe our Bragan has been enchanted in some way.
Are you
It's in
certain?
the back of the
And
head.
I do not believe that the Elven are similarly afflicted. The Elves.
Would make sense.
At least not the guards here.
It would make sense. Elves are naturally resistant to enchantment-based magics.
Which leads me to believe that. So they
Some-
may be telling, or at least they may be telling the truth, but the humans may have been enchanted to begin their aggression in the first place.
That seems to fit an agenda, but the question is whose agenda?
The docent doesn't, in my experience, it doesn't
Mhm.
frequently resort to enchantment. It doesn't seem to. It seems like, hey, the brainwash, you're doing this now. But like active enchantment of anyone?
I mean,
Inch?
brainwash to active enchantment is not that much of a step.
Why would the docent intervene?
Well, if this is the scene he's playing out, and he wants them to play one part.
I mean, if the docent really wants to, he can go and capture another nexus point, but this has to have some sort of ground for interest, right? So, I think that this enchantment is not something that the docent has done, but maybe some sort of powerful leader. I mean, let's not put it above the she to fuck with people.
Absolutely.
So, while you two are having this discussion,
Can I use detect magic to try to see if I can figure out where this waypoint orb is?
it is nowhere, it's not within 30 feet.
It's not there.
I can tell you that much.
Stare at the ley line until you get sunspots.
Can I ask around like where that would generally
Who are
be?
you
kept?
asking? I
Um,
mean, you have the important looking person in front of you. You kind of walked up and went,
Where is it?
yeah, it was, yeah, I guess I will just like, hey, general curiosity, like, what is this waypoint orb? And like, what does it do?
I apologize, I don't think we've been properly introduced.
Oh, I'm Alvalos. I'm just passing through, just taking in the culture, as it were.
Oh, my name is Ava.
Ava,
Ava.
nice to meet you.
Ava.
Ava.
Close enough. What can I do for you?
I just this ritual circle seems
Right.
really interesting. I've been talking to people. They mentioned that the divot in the altar is not a gut divot, and that it is in fact there for the waypoint orb.
Her eyes shimmer for a second. Oh, you're one of the ones that touch spirits. Oh, it's nice to meet you.
Yeah. So
Pan over to Sleep Stack, just shoveling the entire table worth of
This
contents.
food is so fucking good.
He's eaten 3 bowls. Literally the bowl itself at this point.
I love wood.
it's been a while since we've had a good cooked meal.
Oh, well, his actions speak very highly of the food.
Yeah, no, definitely. So they mentioned this waypoint orb, and I have no idea what that is. Could you explain that to me? You seem like someone who'd be
Oh.
knowledgeable about something like that.
Well, thank you very much. It's more of it's a guiding point for the Nexus. We will conjure it in tomorrow, or in your terms, within a short time, we'll conjure it in, and it is to help us stabilize this Nexus. As you've noticed, it is a powerful Nexus, and having just some ability to tamp down on the spikes on occasion is useful.
So this is more of another way to control all of the
Guide
God.
rather than control. You don't want to try and force your will upon the land itself. The land tends to bite back.
Interesting.
But simply, you would not try to bend a tree in half, but you can guide a sapling till it's full grown.
And this waypoint orb does that?
It helps, it aids.
What does it do exactly to the nexus in order to...
It starts diving into high arcane theory, wavelengths, frequencies, runes. You're like, you can follow them for a while, and then
So does it, like, none of the energy actually enters the orb at any point?
oh, it does. So what you do is it flows in and allows it to feed back upon itself, and the runes help guide the energy around itself to feed back into the ley line itself, stabilizing it so it doesn't just have random spikes and random attacks of things coming out of the ley lines. The nexuses tend to be weaker points, so we're trying to tamp it all down a little bit.
What would happen if, like, you guys were, like, because I've been hearing a lot of stuff about the mortals.
Unfortunately, the one who helped design the whole ritual himself, Rosine, Rosine is no longer with us. They attacked, and we haven't been able to go to the body. They've put up cold iron spikes around it, and our men have not been able to get close to it.
Maybe my friends and I can help out with that. We're not really as
We would
affected
never
by-
ask guests to go and do and risk themselves.
We're not really the kind of people who need to be asked per se. We're always looking to help
interlopers.
out.
Interlopers.
Charming word for us. We can call it far worse.
I feel like that's
And
a
then
strong word.
She will
for it.
chuckle and just get that out of. Meddling children is not a thing. It's not a problem. I understand.
But but I'm just worried. Like if these mortals were to attack again, especially when you're doing the guiding the waypoint, the nexus, as it were,
We
that
have
would probably wreak havoc with your
we have
ritual.
plenty of guards planned for the ritual itself.
Uh-huh.
I appreciate the effort. You're welcome to stand for the ritual if you wish, but we have for what little we could recover, we have put it back together as much as we can understand. We will summon the last couple stones to shield all the magics, and we'll summon the orb soon after that.
Okay. Well, I wouldn't mind sticking around and maybe helping out in any kind of way.
Well, if you would try to go get his body back, it would be appreciated to at least return it to the land.
Hey, okay, that's something. Let me go round up my friends, and we'll maybe go do that.
If you would,
In which direction?
there we go. It is. You're not used to the forests. You don't see the signs. It is about a day's travel off. She points about the stars. She waves her hand, and a couple of clouds just.
Whoa.
So you see the constellation there.
Yeah.
You just see a cloud just disappear. You're like, all right. If you follow those 3 stars, follow that for about a day's travel, you'll come across where his house was. He kept it outside of the village. It is easier to tinker without the nexus getting very loud.
This architect, was he also mortal, or
They
were they also mortal,
Oh,
or
no.
were they're one of yours?
partially of the she, partially of us.
Okay, all right.
There was a magical backlash at one point, and they merged with a lot of magic, and the she helps to stabilize them into not goo.
Okay. Well, I'll see what we can do to help out.
It would be very much appreciated to bring their body back.
Sleaze, grab a plate and let's go.
He just grabs 3 and just can't figure out how to hold all 3. Just opens his mouth, shoves the whole thing in.
I'll grab some of it. We'll just keep going.
Pull a piece of bread out of someone's mouth.
I'm just gonna go find them.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I saw that'll be take off, so I'm gonna walk in that general direction.
Cool. So
So you think that this man has been enchanted?
Yes. I don't believe his recollections are correct about recent events.
This society doesn't seem like something that these soldiers appear defensive. They don't appear to be. It is not without reason that the elves could have raided a homestead or a village, but it doesn't seem like that is their prerogative. It seems
I
like
don't think they're lying.
I don't think. I think the elves would have
So
done
obviously
something.
someone has to be.
Yes, I don't think that the elves would have done something to initiate. I think it would have been retaliatory. So I think another hand is at play. Because I don't know about you, but mortal superstition about knife ears living in the woods and
Just to ease my nerve, you don't plan on gutting our friend, do you? In the
talking
case?
to
guts.
the elves.
Yes.
After the ritual would probably be removing him from the flow of life.
This ritual doesn't have anything to do with not any kind of sacrifice, right?
Not of
Be
life.
barbaric. Okay.
Of life, no.
Well, carry on then.
They continue standing exactly where they were standing.
unless we want to piss off the elves, I don't think there's much else that we can do.
Honestly, considering that he's enchanted, that
begin
cave might be the
hearing-
best place for him.
You begin hearing footsteps.
You
Some
also,
very large footsteps
you also hear,
barreling through the
hey,
forest.
I never really asked the first time I summoned you, but like you're a cool being here, right?
I like the food.
Right, okay. We're like I'm not doing this against your will, right?
How would I know?
Right. Like it's not really
What's
it's not really in your like faculties to even have that opinion, right?
Oh, so you're saying Sleestack is too stupid to know he's a slave?
No. I'm saying that it is
Does
inherent
Baxter
in
just
his
walk out of the
being.
woods and say that? Just intercepts them.
Like the very nature of an Eidolon is to want to be with the summoner.
Oh.
I've
Oh,
been
that is
brainwashed.
a-
I wouldn't know.
Whoa.
Avalos, over here.
Oh hey. Oh man, I ate a lot. Hey, check it out.
Sleestack is still carrying place and chewing on one of them.
I'm going to attempt to stealth a little closer so I look like I just appear out of behind everybody.
Good.
Give this a shot. Now that the whole crew is back together, no sense in me continuing to hide. 16.
Because they're all distracted, you'll just kind of appear next to them at some point.
In human form or in fox?
Human.
Okay.
Guys, I talked to the
No, Fox. We're going to do Fox.
Archdruid Afa. They told me that this guy who designed the ritual that they're going to do tomorrow was attacked by the mortals.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh,
And the guards are sitting there.
I'm going to give a big old...
was it
cutie
this
Fox.
guy? Did he do it?
We believe he was part of the raiding party.
Are you raiding a party? Are you part of a raiding party, sir?
I like parties, but the worst I've ever raided is the pantry.
Did you recently kill like a half elf, half she, and then put a bunch of iron spikes around it?
Have you ever watched a man as their life fade?
Hey,
Oh man, why do you always
help
do
me,
this?
help me, brother, as he died.
Of course. But have you ever taken a man's life?
Hey,
You're
Was it
tasty.
this one? Was it the one that I'm talking about?
Did you make everyone
No.
insanely uncomfortable?
No, it's just it cuts through all the bullshit. Instead of beating around the bush. Have you ever killed someone?
Is that how you start all conversations?
No,
Many
it's
of them.
just when I don't want to deal with talking to people.
I really would rather you not talk. Leave the talking to me.
That's fine. That's why
So,
I just look scary.
You're both
so anyway,
a little weird.
I
apparently
would
the
like-
mortals killed this guy. They put a bunch of cold iron spikes around it so that they can't get to their friend to give him a proper burial.
I don't have a problem with cold iron.
We might be able to
I don't think I
help them out with that. If we can get him back, or we can get them back, then we might be able to ask a favor when they start doing this waypoint thing.
Sure.
And then I also review for them like everything that they've
Resonance.
said during.
Wavelengths.
Is this stuff
Like-
that this guy...
Yeah, it
mentioned
definitely starts
here?
out right, and then like slowly starts to get like really wrong. Like anyone with like a real sense of like Arcana would be like I have a pretty high Arcana, but like even then I was like,
you have like college education.
Yeah.
They went straight to like advanced PhD.
yeah.
and you're like,
Yeah.
So what was that?
I was going to ask, like,
Tiny.
are the guards cool with us just
Tiny
talking
white
about this
wibbly ball.
waypoint orb and like all of this other stuff in front of the guard here at this point?
They seem
Okay.
to be.
I mean, it's not like Buddy can get away that we know of, unless he just stands up and goes fireball.
I mean, that lock doesn't really look like it's all that great. I mean,
Yeah, but
basically-
his spear looks really sharp.
Hey, buddy, if we let you out of here and you had the opportunity to run away, would you be
The
more
guards
afraid
then
of...
lower their not towards you, but like ready.
This
you
is a
be more afraid
hypothetical.
of-
We're engaging in a hypothetical.
Yeah, you know, would you run away or would you be a nice, compliant little monkey?
Racist.
That is kind of racist.
Called you a knife ears earlier. Well, he called them knife ears earlier.
Usually
Fair
they
play.
focus on my nose if
Yeah.
they're going to. Yeah.
You do have a really egregiously long nose.
It's a sign of virility and sexual
I
potency.
mean, says the fox.
You know, your nose is like, frankly, irresponsibly long.
There's a crime upon my eyes, sir.
Well, they're gonna try and kill me, so of course they're gonna try and get the fuck away out of here.
Well,
You know,
what
as
if
the
what if
resident
you tagged
mafia of
along
our crew.
instead of ran?
It does hurt a little.
You know, we, Mr. Guards.
I'm
It
a
seems-
farmer.
I'm like
We'll
a
have a
butter
It seems
second
we
debate
have
later about
a bit of a
this.
misunderstanding
That's a half of
potentially
like a
between your
butter
people and
knife here.
theirs. Maybe a little magic
no
tomfoolery going
saber.
on. I don't know
Yeah,
that
yeah.
stuff. I'm just a fighter. But perhaps if this individual can
No.
help us,
No,
then
he's staying here.
not even under your guard.
He's staying here under our guard.
Well, if he goes with us under your guard.
You want to go on a road trip?
Yeah.
Road trip.
We don't know
road
these
trip.
forests. We're going to go try and retrieve your
The
architect.
body of this architect.
And this individual may or may not know where he's at, or may or may not know what's going on, and possibly seeing the location will trigger
Dragon just
something.
kind of goes.
Ah, you lot are no fun. You're that kind of soldier, aren't you?
I feel like you have zero
sober
interest in learning exactly what is going on here, when that is in fact what we all should be doing.
However, I'm very much pro the helping ease the misunderstanding that I see happening. However, we also have a mission, and that is of our own to.
Make squares.
Well, maybe we can make. We'll talk. Thank you.
We're gonna have fun with shapes. Excuse us.
Let me teach you about geometry.
Kind of just nod and just kind of resume their position around the cage.
Imagine a circle, but make it 3-dimensional. But it's not a sphere.
So an egg.
No,
No.
it's not an egg.
All
It's
right.
far from one. And I walk away.
They have a lively
So
debate
we're going to
about
have a
what the
lively talk about manners and not creeping people out.
I just opened the book to where I drew what I was referring to.
Huh. Well, then again, maybe we should just have some quiet time.
So,
So-
also, the waypoint sphere, I think they summon it. I don't think. They mentioned like conjuring it, so I don't think it's here anywhere.
That would make sense. It would, if it's a artifact of great power, why would you have it when you
Yeah.
can keep it safe? Also, this is a very magical place, so it's. I imagine they can do far greater things aside from summoning and then desummoning objects. You know, like ripping portals between dimensions.
They also need to summon some more stones so that they can
From-
help contain what's going on.
From my understanding, they're building a lens with these
Yeah.
stones.
Just out of curiosity, how are they sending this foot down?
We didn't. It kind of went over my head
We're
at
walking.
that point. I'm still of the nature like if we can affect the ritual in any kind of way, either to A, disrupt it, and then that causes enough chaos for us to do something with it, or if the sphere can then be refashioned into something with corners with all of that power.
I feel like with these four knuckleheads notwithstanding, the rest of the folk here seem, and I don't know if we're close enough for them to overhear me say that, but it was intended to be loud enough for them to potentially be able to.
They might
Pick
have.
up a knucklehead.
Knucklehead and a large head jerk back towards their way.
Most of this lot seems fairly accommodating, and have we tried just asking?
We might be able to, like you were saying, we might be able to levy a favor off of this.
Yeah, rather than trying to steal or whittle a giant wooden ball, maybe we just ask, hey, we know who is making the humans attack you.
It'd be
Here's-
hard to prove. I feel like they always want proof.
But
I don't
have we
think
seen-
these lot need any more proof of the humans being the ones.
But the whole point being, if we can, recovering this body, this was obviously on par of a great leader of theirs.
Mhm.
Regardless of our intentions, we may be able to levy the favor and just, hey, can you do this for us?
That would be.
Because it already seemed like they were more than willing to open up a passive
Have we
way
seen
for
any
us.
of the docent's moths since we got here?
Not many, but if you're specifically looking for them, you do notice one here and there.
the thought occurs that anything a major act we're going to do is going to draw the docent's attention, which was
It's going to draw the docent's attention regardless.
Well, also remember, just because he has sensors all over the place, he might not be looking through any of them at any one point in time.
This isn't the exciting part of this scene yet.
We know the docent is not omnipresent. He just has a lot of spies.
Yeah.
our half-faced old chum was a little dodgy on how perceptive docent is.
I think it's the threat of overhearing more so than the threat of the docent servants being present.
I will say this, that the gnome's got a point, though. We should probably not be talking just so blatantly about it. About whatever it is that we're not blatantly talking
I mean, we've been stuck here for so long.
Let's just say schmocent.
Cracked it.
Schmucksent.
I mean, we could start writing.
Well, I mean, all the material here exists on his whim.
I'm thinking that probably there's a good idea to avoid certain triggering phrases, such as anything about
Schmangles.
canines and
Puppies?
the docent by the spiked one by name.
Well, let's go arrange a ley line. I hope.
Danger puppies.
So, what is the current plan? You guys can go check out.
Can that be your group name? Is Danger Puppies? I'm down with that.
We're gonna go check out the architect's body.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is still middle of the night, so it'll have to be done in the morning to not just stumble blindly through a forest and hope.
I don't know. I don't know about y'all. I can see just fine.
Yeah. Who has dark vision? We all have dark vision.
Which is actually harder to do in Pathfinder, I think. But
You have dark vision?
I'm a half elf, so
Low light.
yeah.
Low light.
Low light, yeah.
Yeah,
It-
we
there's
all
nothing-
have low light.
Cool. Then you can head off now if you want.
Let's try to make some headway.
And we'll find out how that goes next week.
Free us!
uh,
You docent!